Hey, check this out. So what I just showed you is Virtual Drummer Hot by Ujam, and it is designed to give you the drums that you hear on the radio. So straight up like pop radio ready drums right in one plugin. If you want to try this out for yourself, you can actually try it out for 30 days for free. Just use my link in the description below. So what exactly is this? Well, it's a all-in-one plugin that has a bunch of different drum kits and mixing chains all built into one tool. So you can see it has 30 different drum styles with 690 playable phrases or loops and 100 plus global presets. It comes with 5 different drum kits, 6 mix presets, and 6 reverb modes. It also has MIDI drag and drop, which is what I was using earlier. I just dragged in the MIDI, so that way you can customize the drum patterns and change them so that they suit your song. So kind of what is the idea behind this plugin? Well, it's right here. It says the majority of today's charting tracks use electronic drum samples or highly processed combinations of simple layers. However, these samples must undergo extensive engineering to sit properly in a radio-ready mix, as they are often stale, lifeless, and difficult to manipulate. And that's what you kind of heard earlier in that little sample I played for you, is when I turned down those 2 sliders, the mix and the drum kit, it sounded just like a kind of a freshly recorded drum kit that's kind of dull and stale. But Virtual Drummer Hot provides real drum performances with punchy drum machine-like processing to replace your sample library with more lively and energizing drum grooves. So I definitely think it achieves that. So here is the drum pattern. I actually already had created this drum pattern myself for this track. So I didn't actually drag it in this MIDI. I was wrong about that. But I could create some drum patterns here and drag that in if I wanted to, or I already have a drum pattern I've created and I have Hot play it. But before I do it, let's just look deeper at this tool. So you got your drum kits here and you have your mix settings here. So what these are like built-in plugin chains, for example, just mix processing according to different styles. So you have rich, vintage, smack, live, filter, and space. And your different drum kits are boom, wave, vanilla, fresh, and brittle. And I really like the wave and rich combination for the kind of electronic synthwave music that I make, but this would work across all kinds of different genres of music. First up, you have your instrument panel here. So you can see it's just a typical drum kit with different samples. So I could start playing these. And then you have your different patterns over here. And I can hit latch here so that it will, whatever I click on, it'll just keep playing. And so I'm gonna just loop this and then bring in these drums. So that's just what's in here, but you can see there's all these different styles. Right now I'm in the hip hop and rap. So if I want a more pop style, I can just go up here to this preset. So you have the styles here, so this is kind of changing up how the drums are being played. And you have these presets up here, which change multiple things. It changes up the drum kit and the mix preset, as well as the style that's being played. So it's a little bit more of an extreme change. So that's really cool. So you can get more of a clean style acoustic drum kit, which you see here, as this juice effects has been turned all the way down and the rich on the mix effect is set pretty low. So now it's more of an electronic sounding drum kit when you have the juice effect all the way up. So we can do more hip hop. More electronic and dance. So basically what you got here is a more organic, more natural sounding drum kit here for creating pop music across various different styles. So that's kind of how it differs from Ujam's Beatmaker Candy drum kit, which I've reviewed previously on this channel. I'll have a link to that below, which is really awesome. One of my favorite drum plugins to use, but it's all strictly synthetic and electronic. This is a lot more natural sounding, which is really awesome. So you can see how you got all the stuff up here, and if I find something I like, I can just click this icon here and drag in the MIDI. So I can just do this, boom, drag in the MIDI. And now you can see I have all the MIDI down here, which I can adjust and change if I wanted to. And then, so we have the different instruments here, so we can tweak the actual instruments if we wanted to. So let me choose another thing here. Let me do disco. So we can hear what each of these instruments sound like. So I could loop this. So right now we're on the kick. So I could tweak this. I can change the decay on the kick. I can tune it. I can change the reverb. Same thing with the snare. So if we were to click on the snare here, it's actually kind of changing the tone. It's like changing where you're hitting the snare. The hi-hat. There's different styles here. So if I were to go back to the snare, for example, and then you got your ambient mics here, so you get your overhead mics. It's not really showing up so much on the snare, but on the overhead instruments, we can hear it. And the room mic. And you can mix in some more grit or maximize your drums and adjust the reverbs here, and you can change what reverbs you want for your drums. So you can hear really awesome, really flexible plugin here that lets you create really awesome professional pop sounding drums in seconds. So let's test out these different drum kits here. There are different mix presets. And we can dial back these effects. So you can see you even got different fills. You have like verses or choruses, endings, breakdowns, and intros. So all kinds of different drum patterns. They can just quickly drag and drop into your project, and boom, your drums are done, and they sound pretty darn awesome as well, already basically mixed for you. So really awesome plugin. I really have been enjoying this. I've been using it in a lot of my projects, and I highly recommend you check this out for yourself because you can actually get it for free for 30 days. Just go to orpheusaudioacademy.com/hot to try this out for yourself. And if you do decide to pick this up, you can actually get 20% off when you use my code OAA at checkout. Now, if you think this is a really cool concept, but maybe you're just not really digging the sounds inside of this plugin, then definitely check out my video on the screen right now, which is my review of Beatmaker Candy, which shows you how to create really awesome pop sounding drums for a more electronic style. All right, have an awesome day and keep creating.